The 5 most disliked zodiac signs. Let's talk about it. I'm Lamar Townsend. I'm a natural intuitive, clairvoyant, clairaudient, empathic, psychic tarot reader, and I would love to do a personal, private, confidential psychic tarot reading for you or a birth chart reading. If you would like either one, please contact me at lamartownsendtarot.com or email me at lamar.townsend@gmail.com. I would also love it if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit the notification button, which is the bell right next to the subscribe button, so that you get a notification when I upload a new video. Also, if you have any questions about my tarot readings, how much they are, or my birth chart readings, check out the FAQ section on my website, lamartownsendtarot.com, or check out the FA or the personal ethics section, I'm sorry, on my website, lamartownsendtarot.com. By the way, my birth chart readings are only $1 per minute, okay? So just letting you know. But anyways, also, please follow me on Instagram at Lamar Townsend and like me on Facebook, facebook.com/Lamar Townsend official. All right. So the most disliked zodiac signs. In my opinion, this is based off the hate I see on YouTube, the hate I read when I'm doing my research for my videos. Sometimes you have to read between the lines and see what people really mean when they say what they mean, what they think they mean. But I find that these 5 signs get the most shade. These 5 signs. I also notice people who have these signs. Strong placements of these signs in their chart, and the public tend to get a lot of hate. From people. So it is what it is, people. These are just my opinions. Take them or leave them. All right. So these, in my opinions, are the 5 most disliked zodiac signs in the zodiac. All right. Gemini, Capricorn, Cancer, Virgo, and Scorpio. All right. So Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and Geminis are super duper curious. They are known for not being the most loyal people, and they are loyal in the sense of they don't really commit to one thing. They don't really commit to one person just because they're friends with Susan, but Susan doesn't like Jill. Doesn't mean that Gemini can't be friends with Jill just because Susan doesn't like Jill. Gemini is not Susan or Jill. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how Gemini thinks. So Gemini's, for that, for some reason, people misunderstand them. They peg them as not being loyal. They peg them as being disloyal a lot of times. They peg them as being gossipers. They peg them as just all these stereotypical things that may or may not be true about Gemini. But the thing I love about Geminis is that they really don't care about what people think about them because, excuse me, at the end of the day, they are who they are. They know who they are, right? So, Geminis definitely get a lot of hate. They get a lot of flack. But the thing about Geminis I love as well is that they're super duper witty. They're super duper intelligent. So they always have a clap back for any shade or hate thrown their way. And it's usually funny. It's usually on point, and it's usually hits to the core. And that's another reason why people don't like Geminis or dislike Geminis is because they speak the truth. And they also can sometimes not have a filter. All right. So, especially as children. All right. Capricorn. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Saturn is a planet that is can be a little bit pessimistic. It can be a little bit of a Debbie Downer. It can be seen as boring, I guess, because Saturn is all about hard work ethic, dealing with the past, dealing with karma, dealing with debt, weight, illness, things of that nature. Not really like fun. Capricorns can sometimes definitely be all work and no play. But people, I guess, don't appreciate this about Capricorn. I'm a Capricorn, and you know what I'm saying. I guess sometimes people peg me as boring. Sometimes people peg me as, um, you know, too stubborn, too serious all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying. Capricorns are always so serious, but we're really not. Capricorns really are not serious. We're serious when we need to be. And sometimes you need to be serious in certain situations, where people don't take things seriously. And people get upset about Capricorn about that because Capricorns are just very serious people, very, they take themselves seriously, and they take life seriously, they take their job seriously. You know what I'm saying? Like, Capricorns are just, they also typically have their shit together for the most part. Not all Capricorns have their shit together, but you know, a lot of Capricorns, you know, if they don't have their shit together, they're working to getting it together, right? So, you know, I don't know. I guess it's difficult sometimes to see someone work so hard and succeed, you know, when, you know, other people are working hard and not getting anywhere. I'm not really sure, you know, Capricorns just have the ability to envision the future for themselves, and you know they receive a lot of hate, they really really do, but the thing I love about Capricorns is that, you know, that Saturn energy, you know, kind of preps them for that early in life, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, they get hate all their life, like, you know, so a little dislike, you know, from people for, you know, just being them, for being a Capricorn, is not going to phase them, you know what I'm saying, it's just not. So Cancer is ruled by the moon, and ironically, Capricorn and Cancer are polar opposite signs. So Cancers get a lot of flack for being very moody, being very hard to read, hard to understand sometimes, very difficult to deal with, you know, because they can be so up and down, you know, like an emotional roller coaster. You know, and people don't understand that. People don't actually appreciate that about Cancer. You know, people, you know, feel like they have to treat Cancer with kid gloves and, you know, fragile, you know, glass inside, you know, type of situation, type of moment. But, you know, that all that may or may not be true. All right, but regardless, you know, people take Cancer for granted a lot of times. You know, and Cancer will cut someone off in a hot second. So when, you know, Cancer, you know, gets to that point, you know, people don't like Cancer, you know what I'm saying, when they get to that point, because Cancer can be really really mean, Cancer can be really really cold, you know, like people take that nice, you know, gentle nurturing side of Cancer for granted. Cancers can also be messy, Cancers can be gossipers, they can definitely be gossipers, and they can be instigators, kind of like Gemini. So they also get the rep for that. Cancers also get the rep for seeming innocent, you know, but not, you know, sometimes not being so innocent, not doing the most innocent things, not having the most innocent behavior. But, you know, people like to point out the bad, you know, all the time, you know, instead of the good, you know, the good Cancers do. Cancers do a lot of good, for the people around them. They have good hearts too, so. So next we have Virgo. Virgo's ruled by Mercury. And you know, I just think Mercury energy gets so hated on, and I really don't know why. Maybe it's because Mercury goes in retrograde, and everyone just goes haywire. So basically, anyone that reminds them of Mercury is just like, look, get, you know, like, get away from me. You know, like I don't get it. Like, I don't know why Mercury gets so much hate. Mercury is just such a, you know, it's a curious planet. It's a planet that wants to have fun. It's a quick, fast moving, you know, intelligent, you know, wondrous planet. You know, it's like the child with wide eyes. You know, and Virgos are very hard on themselves. You know, they're very smart and intelligent, obviously, because they're ruled by Mercury, but they're also hard workers. And they're very analytical, methodical, and calculative. And that can be so annoying for people because, you know, Virgos, you know, they're very detailed people too. So they need everything down, you know, to a T, you know, to go the way it's supposed to go. You know, and in that way, Virgos, you know, they're hardworking, they're detailed, you know, they're analytical people, so naturally they tend to succeed in whatever they do, right? They tend to, even if they go off course, they somehow find a way back on course. You know what I'm saying? Like, people get really upset about that. People cannot stand that. You know, that Virgos, kind of like Capricorns, work at having their shit together. You know, Virgos work at having their stuff together. Virgos work at, you know, having their life together. It's not easy, but you know, a Virgo and a Capricorn are willing to put in the work. You know, the hard work, by the way, the hard labor. You know what I'm saying? The hard practical work. Virgos are very practical, and people just cannot stand that about Virgos. That they're so practical, they're so smart, they're so intelligent, they're so methodical. They think ahead, and people just cannot deal. I don't know. Next, we have Scorpio. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto and Mars, and you know, Scorpios are, it's interesting because they're ruled by Mars, so they have that kind of aggressive sexual, um, nature to them that wants to get things done, you know, because that's what Mars is about. But they also have that Pluto energy, and I think that's what people can just not take about Scorpios is that Pluto energy. They will see the truth of any and all situations. It's a very dark energy. Sometimes it kind of gives people the creeps. Sometimes it makes people uncomfortable. Because Scorpios are just so deep people, such deep thinkers, such they just like their aura, is just like it screams deep. They're very, very deep people, very, very deep spiritual kind of people, even if they aren't spiritual. People just cannot take that. Scorpio is the type of person who will be able to easily see your flaws, even the ones you're trying to hide. Those are the ones Scorpio sees the easiest. And Scorpio will bring them up. They'll find a very, cute, a very, uh, quick-witted way to kind of bring it up to your attention. They may make fun of you. Maybe, for example, say you're bow-legged. But you have a way of looking past it. Thinking that you're above it, but really secretly you actually hold some feelings about being that way. Well, Scorpio's going to see that, and they're going to make fun of you for it, or they're going to point it out. People cannot stand that about Scorpios, and Scorpio knows themselves. So anything you try, any shade you try to throw their way, they're like, oh, I already know that. Like, like, please, like, like, that's, you can't hurt me. Like, people cannot stand that about Scorpios. People cannot stand that they cannot get a Scorpio in their feelings. People cannot stand that they can't get a Scorpio anywhere, pigeonholed anywhere that they want the Scorpio to be, because Scorpios are not those kind of people that you can control or manipulate. Most likely the Scorpio is controlling and manipulating you, and it can be so frustrating for people because they're like, how is the Scorpio controlling and manipulating me, but I'm trying to control and manipulate them? And it's that Pluto energy. It's the psychological. Pluto is a very psychological. Pluto understands the mind of a human. You know what I'm saying? On a very deep psychological level. And so, Scorpios are very also persistent people, very subtle people too. And I think that is what also just gets people's nerves, is that they're so subtle. You don't see them coming because they're so secretive. They're so quiet. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like someone who kind of like tiptoes behind you. You don't hear them, and then bam, they got you. You know what I'm saying? Whatever got you means. You know what I'm saying? They're just very subtle people. You know what I'm saying? That's how they move about life. Um, but yeah, it is what it is. I mean, that's just how Scorpios are. If you listen, if you tune your ears, and if you evolve, you can actually hear them coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can hear them coming. You turn, oh, hey, Scorpio, what's up? Did you need something? Because I see you tiptoeing behind me, like you're going to get me in a position that you want me to get, you want me in, like you're going to manipulate me. But, Scorpio, I see you, so, like, really, you just, but not everyone has attuned ears like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, not everyone can see that. Maybe I'm just special. I think I'm special, you guys. So, anyways, these, in my opinion, are the 5 most disliked zodiac signs, and why they're disliked. Maybe some reasons why they're disliked. What do you think? The reasons these zodiac signs would be disliked. Maybe you have, other zodiac signs that you think should be added to this list. I would like to know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Of course, in a very, um, logical way that doesn't make fun of anyone, doesn't call anyone names, doesn't call anyone out. Let's be adults here. Even if we aren't adults, let's act like adults, okay? But with that being said, I appreciate you guys. And I hope this video gave you some clarity and insight. And if you're a Gemini, if you're a Capricorn, if you're a Cancer, honey, if you're a Virgo, if you're Scorpio, I'm a Capricorn, it's okay, honeys, okay? Because we are awesome. We are all that in a bag of chips. And what people hate on us about is exactly what's going to take us to the top. All right? So, boom, shakalaka. Toodaloo, adios, au revoir. I love you guys. Please contact me for your own personal reading at lamartownsendtarot.com, or email me at lamar.townsend@gmail.com. Whether it's a tarot reading or birth chart reading, I can't wait to hear from you. Sayonara.